Coming up on Sports Weekly, the boxing world takes a huge hit. So does Yordono Ventura, for that matter. And do you believe in the curse of the Drake? We'll find out here on Sports Weekly in Ready, Set, Go.
You are tuned into Black Hollywood Live, Sports Weekly.
I had to do it.
That's one of the best parts.
Dum, 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 dum.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Where's the part in the song where we were talking about?
Oh, I was asking before we got started if Jesus Christ really had dreads.
There we go.
So shake him.
Yeah.
So shake him.
Shake your dreads.
But we all agree he at least had curly hair.
There we go.
I think we can agree on
We can
that.
agree on that. I think history can agree on that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we're going to agree on getting this show started. You are watching Sports Weekly live on Black Hollywood. Not live on Black Hollywood Live. That sounds kind of redundant, right? But we are on Black Hollywood Live. Thank you for tuning in to the show. I am Joshua Johnson, and I am joined to my left by a couple of handsome and good-looking faces.
Hey guys, this is Charlie Myers. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Charles L. Myers.
What's going on, folks? Yes, I'm black, I'm in Hollywood, and I am live. It's your girl, McCall Hall. You can find me on social media. I'm a Sports and Pop Culture Collide at So McCall Hall.
Yes, do that. And find me at JJ the Talented on all social media. Find Black Hollywood Live on blackhollywoodlive.com. Also on Twitter at BHL Online. The same on Instagram. And then follow our show on Instagram at The Sports Weekly. And make sure you download the show as an Apple iTunes podcast as well. Do it.
Say it like a show shaker. I don't know why I wanted to
You
say
were just
that.
really crunk today.
I am. I feel like on Thursdays it's just a crunk day.
It's Crunk
Thirsty
Day.
Thursdays.
I like Thursdays. Thursday is a good day for
Yeah.
me for some reason. I just love Thursdays.
I used to like Mondays because that's when Moesha came on.
You know, for me, Thursday actually, to be honest, Thursday for me goes back to when like Cosby Show would come on, and we'd like get together as a family and watch that show.
Aw.
So yeah, Thursdays always have
Bring
a
back the
special
memories.
place in my heart. Much like Muhammad Ali, for a lot of us, has a special place in our hearts. And unfortunately, he did pass away last Friday. Unless you've been living under a rock or just got back from the space station.
Welcome back to Earth.
Yeah, welcome back to Earth. Muhammad Ali has passed away, and he was loved by so many people, often referred to as the greatest, the world's greatest, the greatest athlete. He transcended sports, admiration from all around, all cultures, all levels of affluency. This guy like really had an impact on our culture. And what I want to ask tonight, though, was despite a lot of people, since a lot of people did like him, and we can agree on he was loved by many people.
Yeah, I think across
Yeah.
the board.
But what I wanted to bring up was how did a lot of people seem to get past his views on race? Because he had some kind of, I wouldn't say peculiar, but he had some interesting views on race. And people seem to have seen past that and embraced him anyway, despite some of the more controversial things he said. I have a few quotes here, if you don't mind. Ali on segregation said, "I don't hate rattlesnakes. I don't hate tigers. I just know I can't get along with them. I don't want to try to eat with them or sleep with them. I know whites and blacks can't get along. This is nature. Negroes shouldn't force themselves in white neighborhoods, and white people shouldn't have to move out of the neighborhood just because one Negro comes." Now that makes sense. Pretty controversial,
I mean,
right?
my brother Muhammad Ali was he didn't hold back. He
No.
didn't hold back.
He didn't hold back.
Well, you gotta understand that the times that Muhammad Ali lived in, it was a very different climate in our country. So I'm sure that his feelings were the same as a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think about it. At that moment in time, was it safe? Was it was being black in America safe? Was it deemed to be successful? Was it deemed to be anything positive? We were struggling so hard. It's kind of like, how could you not feel that way?
Right, but at that time, you still had people like Martin Luther King who were fighting to desegregate
Yeah.
and to make sure that we were treated fairly as a people and to integrate.
You know, it's funny. Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X were really
That's
close.
what I was gonna say.
And I think that Muhammad
Nation of
Ali
Islam,
probably
yeah.
followed the practices Nation of Islam. I think they had more similarities. I don't know if Muhammad Ali ever fully bought into Martin Luther King's vision. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I think there was I don't want to misquote, but I read something about Dr. Martin Luther King saying that in so many words that Muhammad Ali was for segregation, and he was clearly by his quote, but yeah, they didn't get along at all. Matter of fact, I have another quote from Ali on interracial relationships. He says, "A black man should be killed if he's messing with a white woman, and if it was the same for a white man making a pass at a black woman, we'll kill anybody who tries to mess around with our women. But suppose the black man wanted to be with the white man." I'm sorry. So the interviewer who in this conversation says, "Suppose the black man wanted to be with the white man, or with a white woman, or a black woman with a white man." Sorry, and then Muhammad Ali says, "Well, she should die too. Kill her too."
So
I'd be dead. Sorry.
and this is not to cast a shadow on the man's greatness and his legacy.
Yeah.
This is just some of the things that he said. And, we as Americans and the whole world basically saw past that and embraced him still.
So my question to you is that he was a showman. He knew how to promote his own fights. Was this something that he did because he felt like it was right and it was something that would get him more publicity for his fights? Because maybe that was the case. Again, maybe he was just friends with Malcolm X and that's what he wanted and that's what he saw was right. But he was a showman.
We got to remember, though, because he was born Cassius Clay, okay? So he converted to the Nation of Islam. And I've been watching The Breakfast Club a lot recently. And the Honorable Reverend, how do you say his name? Louis Farrakhan. He's got so many prefaces to his name. But, to be a member of the Nation of Islam, you really do have to believe certain things. And if you have a large platform, they tell you through the Nation of Islam, you have to really preach the things that they value. So I don't think it had to do anything with the showmanship. I think he was doing his due diligence and respecting his religion and his culture.
So he was just basically following the principles of the Nation of Islam.
I really think so. I don't think it had anything to do with, trying to be a showman. I think once he converted over to the Nation, he was like, I have to preach what I am being taught.
Which is interesting because, that is the reason that he chose not to go fight in Vietnam.
Right.
We know that some people refer to him as a draft dodger. He was elected to go to Vietnam. He chose to, not go. Mm-hmm. They wanted to throw him in jail. He was able to avoid that sentence, but he did have to pay a fine and have his license revoked for about 3 years.
I think he paid $10,000, something like that?
$10,000, which is a lot of money, even especially back then. But and then he lost 3 years of his prime for boxing. So, but that was because he was a member of the Nation of Islam, and because of that, he didn't want to. There's a quote here. He says, "I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong." So, in his view, he's like, "Well, they didn't do anything to me. Let them sort out their problems. But there's no reason for me to go over there and fight." Which was the view of a lot of people. A lot of people
that was
out
a lot
there.
Of black folks.
Yeah.
So, I'm risking my life, and they've never called me the N word.
Yeah, right.
This is
people
BHL.
At home,
okay.
The war was at home, right?
Just being real. No, I just think that, but what the thing is about Muhammad Ali? At the end of the day, he cared about love. Like, he wanted people to be loved. Whether it was loved by your own or loved by others, in some cases, he just wanted people to be loved and to embrace their greatness.
The one thing that I loved about Muhammad Ali, outside of him being a magnificent fighter, he was somebody that could speak freely about what he wanted to in a certain way.
He did speak freely.
So if you look at that, he changed the rap game. He changed the black community in the way that he combined them both. Before rap it was invented, he invented rap.
Yeah, that boasting, that bravado. We didn't see bravado in sports before Muhammad Ali.
No.
Basically calling a shot. Babe Ruth would call a shot, point to the stand, say I'm gonna knock it out of the park.
Of course.
But before Ali, no one was so forward.
So forward, so bold in interview. The guy basically said what he wanted to say in every interview, no matter who was watching. If you look at interviews of him, it's amazing how he had no fear. He would just come out and say, evidently, he would come out and say what was on his mind without any fear of, backlash or how he would appear, which, it's incredible, the things he got away with, because in our culture today, in our society, things are so PC. You don't want to say anything too, outside the lines because it might mess up, my contract here or my association with this group or my money, financial. So, but back then it's like, I'm going to say it how I see it, call it how I see it, and feel it. And he really did do that a lot.
And the sad part of all of this, Muhammad Ali set the tone and made it acceptable for athletes to speak out and speak their mind and speak on injustices and speak on, civil rights and liberties and things of that nature. And honestly, over time, you would think because he started it, it would only get better. And sadly, it's gotten worse.
Yep.
Athletes are so afraid, to your point, to lose out on money and this and the third. It's like we've taken steps back from the platform he created to speak your mind and speak out against injustice. I don't know if we'll ever see a guy like Muhammad Ali again.
We won't.
LeBron is trying. Bless his heart. Once in a blue moon, yeah, he got shot. That's really sad, and our people need. But he's not as forward and as direct with his speech like Muhammad Ali.
Well, because now athletes are so built up with it's all really tied to money.
Yeah.
And
Those endorsements, if you say anything wrong, those are gone.
they take it just like that.
You know what? In Muhammad Ali, because don't judge me, but after somebody dies, I Google their net worth. Right? I don't know why I do this. I'm like,
Why after they died? Why
because I'm
not
always
while
curious,
they're
like, well,
alive?
how much money is their family gonna get?
Okay. All right.
So don't judge me. But Muhammad Ali was still worth close to $100 million. Okay, so he's
Really?
because he licensed his name. Like he actually made more money after he got done boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the licensing of his name.
I can believe
That's
that.
when he made the majority of his money. So even though he didn't have all the financial, limitations with his speech, he still made his money.
Well, there's definitely a lot of people right now making money off of his name because they were handing out tickets to his memorial service in Louisville, Kentucky. And some people actually would take those tickets, turn around, and sell them.
This is America.
Dirty.
Capitalism
Capitalism.
at its finest.
Shiesty.
I wonder what he would say about that. I mean, what do you guys think about it? Is that okay?
You say, rumble, young man, rumble.
Yeah, I
You
feel
think
like
so?
I feel like you'd be okay with it. I personally think you'd be okay with it.
Now that you say that, he probably would. You know what I mean?
You say, get your dollars.
Yeah, get it. Hustle whatever way you can.
So I mean, are you okay with that personally? Like, for you to profit off of someone's death?
I mean, it's
A
not
lot of
like
people do
I'm
that.
getting a cut of his estate or something like that. I happen to score 2 tickets. I'm going to go and I'll sell it to somebody else.
It's capitalism.
I see.
Is it wrong?
Yeah, I see
Is
both ends to it. So I see. If I'm going and I don't have anybody else to go with, or I just feel like I can make a profit off of it, I'm going to potentially do it. But in the name of the man that was lost, it's a little degrading.
Well, let's think about it. Just like Michael Jackson's funeral at Staples Center, you had to wait in line. Like, you had to go through some things to get those tickets. That's time away from work. That's time from whatever. So
Yeah.
your time is valuable. So if I had to wait in line and do all that to get those tickets, I'd probably want to recoup something. Even if it was $20. Just the gas money alone. I had to drive to go get these tickets. I'm going to get something back. That's just me. It's a sports show. Who doesn't scalp tickets? This is the core of sports.
Hey, in my opinion, I think you'd be okay with it too.
This is the greatest This is the greatest match in Muhammad Ali's life. His farewell.
It's not like people. There are for instance, there are musicians who die and their families benefit off their death because their sales go up. I mean, what's really the difference? Someone dies, you can make money off it. They have a name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Yeah. Also in the boxing world or fighting world, aren't you a big fan of like MMA?
I am,
UFC?
yeah. Kimball Slice was a huge thing for me. So with him, he wasn't the best fighter around, but he changed the way MMA and UFC, the way we view it today. He got famous off of going on YouTube and having a
Just
fight.
like backyard brawls, no gloves or anything, right? Just
and
bare
then
knuckle.
like months later, he's boxing a professional boxer. I mean, going in the ring with MMA fighters. Like, that's nuts. That has never been heard, and it's changed the way that we view it today.
Right.
But without him, we wouldn't be able to view it on cable. We wouldn't be able to view it on a lot of platforms that we know today.
Would you call him a pioneer of MMA?
Yeah, I would. I personally would. I mean, a lot of people did not like the way that he made it into the business, but
he furthered the sport.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The way he did it, I mean, and it's almost like a kind of a rags to riches story. Who doesn't like a story like that with someone, starting out
He
in
only
the
died
backyard?
with $1 million to his name.
Oh, that's it.
I
Googled that
you
one,
Googled
too.
his net worth.
You guys don't judge me. I'm just curious because I know he had 6 kids. It's like, how much money are they going to be left with?
Man, after taxes,
That ain't nothing.
That's nothing.
$20 for gas money, man. enough for an Ali ticket. Hopefully.
Is that enough for an Ollie ticket? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt like that, but
No, but I didn't. You know, I haven't to this day. I still haven't seen. I may have seen like a few seconds of a Kimbo Slice fight, but I don't know. I never really saw a fight, but for some reason, just seeing him, like in pictures and in like how he carried himself, I was like, oh, this guy seems like a bad dude. Like he was
scary
look
looking.
at him. He's like a scary bad dude. Like he can really F somebody up. You know what I mean?
Which is funny because
you guys are cracking me
You saw
up.
that, right?
there he is, right there.
Right?
Like I would not want to see Kimbo walking down the street. Like
No,
Like that's the boogeyman, right?
I think it's the bald head that isn't intimidating.
you know what's funny? The first time I heard of Kimbo Slice was through a Rick Ross song.
He's all over like rap music. He really is.
Yep.
He
You know what
really
they say,
influenced
though?
rap culture.
The first over the hill is the one that gets shot.
What does that mean?
I mean, like the pioneers of sports, like they
Okay,
never
I
get
get
to
it.
see the fruit of their labor. You know?
Well,
Look
yeah.
at that guy.
And his beard. That's a good beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
R.I.P. to Kimbo.
my last thing on him is that he was very similar in the way that he was with Ali. Ali, well, again, I can't speak on how Ali was outside of the ring, but with Kimbo, he put up a show. He was a showman, and then when he was off, he was very friendly and he was nice to people, which is always good to hear.
He fought recently against a guy named Dada 5000.
yeah.
And I think Dada probably would deem him to be like a mentor, like a role model. I think you'll see a lot more guys from the streets trying to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, and
And he's
apparently-
only 42.
Yeah, he died from heart failure, and he was about to have a transplant, I believe, or some kind of surgery. He did pre-op test. Nothing was caught on the pre-op test. Died of heart failure. And so, yeah, R.I.P. to both Kimbo Slice and Muhammad Ali. for
So
sure.
I have to ask a question. They say that people die in threes.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali, Kimbo Slice. I'm just hoping that nobody else from the boxing world loses their life.
No, not boxing, but baseball for sure, because I think the next one to go is Yordono Ventura's chin.
This is so true. Did you guys see this brawl? So Manny Machado was actually plunked by a ball by
Yordono
Ventura.
Yordono Ventura.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know anything about this pitcher, but he throws hard. He threw it at 99 miles
fastball.
right in his rib. Now, if you know anything about these two players, they are very hot-headed. Both of them, Yordono Ventura has been suspended 3 years in the past year and a half. He's gotten into a lot of brawls with Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and now Manny Machado.
Those are nice guys.
Exactly.
How can you not like Mike Trout? He's like Wally Beaver.
Yeah.
Well, they just announced the suspension. So Manny Machado gets 4 games. He's going to appeal it. And Yordono Ventura is going to get 9 games.
He gets
Now-
9. But why does he get 9? Because
Exactly.
Because he threw the pitch, and you can kind of debate whether it was intentional or not. It was. But you can't judge his intention, right? But he wasn't the one that charged the mound. Machado did. So why is he getting more?
So the reason
suspension
being is because this is a third time. This is the third time that he's been suspended in the last year and a half. So, my view, if you're the MLB, you're suspending. I actually think that he should have got more.
Really?
Yeah, because with 9 games, you're only missing 1 start. So,
Okay,
with that
yeah.
said, I think
that's like a week.
yeah,
It
I
takes
think
so
that
many
9
games.
games should be the starts for like 9 starts.
Yeah,
I see
you
your
make
point.
You make a good point, though. I think this has been brought up before.
Because
in baseball.
Manny Machado plays third base. He's going to lose 4 games.
4 games.
The Baltimore Orioles are in first place. He's having an MVP season. They're going to lose him at a time that is very critical for
Right.
them.
He's batting .303, and I got here. He's got 15 homers and 37 RBIs.
He's on pace to hit 40 homers.
Right.
For my edification, with baseball salaries and things of that nature, if you're a pitcher, you're not getting paid per game you're pitching. You're getting paid per game even if you don't pitch.
That's correct.
Yeah, you're getting
Okay.
paid to sit down and chew sunflower seeds and big league chew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's wacky. But it's just crazy. I mean, I'm not siding with either side. Even Manny Machado, he's known for being hot-headed. There was something 2 years ago where somebody tagged him out at third base, and he did like this flip and threw his hat, and I thought that was ridiculous. Like you got tagged out, you got upset about it. Just go back to your dughouse and call it quits. There's no need to argue about it. But
Can I be honest? I actually like all this fighting in baseball right now.
I think it's good too.
I think it's
great.
great.
I think fighting in sports is great.
This honors Kimbo Slice.
I do agree. I think that I think we talked about this last time you were here. Baseball needs to be more exciting, and this is something that is
definitely.
exciting within the sport. But at the same time, these tempers are flaying, and they could end up hurting somebody. So with that,
Isn't that the point?
True,
Yeah.
Hey, hockey all the time. Like, you know, those guys take the gloves off and
Yeah.
break out teeth and all that kind of stuff.
All their grills gone.
I would have to disagree on that one. So with that, I mean, if you are a first place team and you end up losing your third baseman or your starting pitcher, which by the way, Yonatan Ventura, they're looking to trade him. Apparently, the Royals are fed up with him at
Yeah.
this point. They are done. They want to trade him. And funny enough, before this fight broke out, the Orioles wanted to trade for him. That is clearly off the board.
Oh, wow.
He's on there now.
No,
Yeah.
they should do it. Now, that would make baseball exciting.
That would
They
be a
end up
great reality
teammates.
show.
Yo, do that trade. Do that trade. That would be a good reality
So
show.
I don't know. I agree. I agree. There's something needs to happen that is a little bit more exciting. This is good for the sport, but I feel like it's come to a point where they don't need to do it anymore.
You gonna say something? No.
I just like it. Like, I don't mind the fighting. I really don't. Like, it seems like every week on SportsCenter I've got a new baseball fight to analyze, and I really enjoy it.
Well, I mean, let's. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Well, let's analyze the punch because
Yeah, let's look at this.
I wish we had the video.
Did you guys see the video? at
I
all?
watched the video.
Okay.
We should have put it in there, but I watched the video, and I thought, I don't know what you're gonna say next, but I thought the punch, it was like a little slip in there, so it wasn't a good contact punch. In the picture, it looks like it is, but it wasn't as like square and flush as
No, and it right
Odor
after
and Bautista.
Yeah, right after there, he like took him down. He took
Yeah, he
Machado
took-
down. But if you saw, Manny Machado was fighting through pain. Like he got
When he got off- yeah,
he
as soon as he
started
got hit.
limping. He started limping, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna beat this guy up."
Right.
And Ventura actually took his hat and his glove off. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
bring it on.
brawl.
I'm ready for it.
But the funny thing about it is that the Royals, they came to his aid, but kind of gingerly. They didn't really want to. I feel like they wanted to see a brawl happen. I would have loved to see a little bit more, but
That's kind of like, that's tough to go back in the locker room after you didn't back somebody up.
well, he's known for this. The Royals are done. They don't want this anymore. This is bad publicity. They're not doing great. They were world champions last year, but
Yeah.
this year they're doing crap.
And I honestly, I think Machado had every right to charge the mound. He brushed him back twice before.
Yeah.
Third time he gets hit, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. That's
no
pain.
joke.
Like you
Oh,
can
that's
break a rib.
nothing.
That's
I
some
can take
serious
that.
pain. So I mean, your Dono Ventura got what he deserved. And it
So
was coming to him.
my last
Sure.
thing on this: whose punch was better this year, Ortiz to Bautista, or Machado to Ventura?
Oh, it was Ortiz. It was Ortiz.
I'm sorry, Odor,
Odor. Yeah, Odor.
Odor to Bautista.
The dude from Texas, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to vote the guy from Texas, Odor. And here's
he got
why.
a clean punch.
Because SportsCenter did a better job setting up that punch. Like when they did the replay, they had great music to go along with it. They had like a really hard hip hop beat. So like when I was watching it, I had this like good music in the background, and I don't know. I just felt like it was more fun to watch.
Well, in my opinion, the punch was cleaner. I mean, it was better contact. It was a really
That was a good
It was a
hit.
good hit. It was a really
And
good
he
hit.
got free
So I
barbecue
gotta-
for the rest of his life.
Did he really?
Off of that hit.
Yes, he did.
I gotta vote for Odor's punch on Bautista.
So I agree with you, but I'm looking forward to them because I think they play again, the Orioles and the Royals. So I'm curious to see if this is going to happen again because Texas and Toronto do not play again. So we're going to have to wait until either they make it into the playoffs, but this one could happen this year.
Who was the guy that got hit in the face by Odor?
Batista, Jose Batista.
He's really cute. But you know what I found amazing? As hard as that hit was, he didn't have any damage to his face.
Well, he didn't even go on the floor. He just kind of took it.
Yeah, he took it and.
But you would think like his
bounced back.
face would be all cracked up, but he looked fine.
I think it's the beard, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Maybe. Moving on to NBA Finals. Just when we thought Cleveland's face was cracked up. How's that for a segue?
Look at that transition.
They bounced back, just like Bautista did. coming back 2-1 now with their blowout win over Golden State last night.
Well, who did you guys pick on this show last week or whenever you guys did your...
Which is
Well, I
funny
haven't been
because,
here in like a month.
it was only me, and I was the lone wolf because I still think the Cavaliers are going to win in 7.
Well,
yeah,
good luck with that.
Yeah, I know you both disagree with me.
No,
but,
I really don't.
But it happened in Game 3. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson not doing well. They were frozen on the pond, like the reporter said.
On the pond.
I just don't see it happening. LeBron James is stepping up his game, and he's getting back into Game 3. I don't see Steph Curry or Klay Thompson coming back in Game 4.
Even at home?
Well, Game 4 is going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
that's
still
right,
in
they
Cleveland.
are. Yeah.
So I see it going 2-2, and then I see Warriors winning Game 5, and then it'll go back and forth. So
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
Warriors have the home court advantage, which would mean, in your scenario, that they probably would win it.
We'll see.
No?
We'll see.
So you're picking Cleveland, McCall?
My heart is going with Cleveland, right? Because I love LeBron, and I really want to see LeBron get this victory.
In
Because
Cleveland. You want him to win in Cleveland.
No, it doesn't matter where he wins, as long as he wins, because people are so hard on LeBron, and he promised the city he'd get this championship, so it's like I want him to win.
People being hard on LeBron. I mean, when you're a good player, people are always going to hate you. I mean,
But his finals record would be what, 2-6 now, or 2-5?
I look
2-7.
past that. I look
2-7.
past that. I look past that for the mere fact that he made it to the finals. I mean, how many finals is that in a row for him?
This is his sixth
Six?
finals in a row.
So I don't care. I mean, whether he won or not, he's made it to the finals 6 times, and it's all because of him each time.
Yeah, but I feel like he deserves better. I believe that the city of Cleveland deserves better. We'll get to that later.
I don't know about that.
Cleveland does deserve it.
I don't care about Cleveland.
Now,
at all.
why do you guys not care about
Why
Cleveland?
do I care about Cleveland?
I mean, I know you're not from Cleveland,
No.
but just as a
No
sports,
relatives there,
but as a sports
Never
fan, they
been
never
there.
win anything.
so
But they're also, and I think we talked about this last week, they are fair weather fans. If LeBron James was not there, that stadium would not be full. Quote
the
me.
same Cleveland fans that burned his jersey
Yeah,
when he left.
Exactly. I
care about
They were hurting. They were hurting. They were hurting.
They're going to continue to hurt because I say Golden State is going to take this.
What game?
You know, initially, well, I didn't predict this series, but I'm saying now they'll take it in 6.
Okay.
They'll take it in 6.
How about
What was that?
6?
Yeah, they'll take it in 6.
Wait a minute. So we have Game 4 Friday, 2-2.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying they're going to beat them in Cleveland?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see it happening. But
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's-
King is not going to let that
They're
happen.
That's fine.
They're 8-0 at
That's fine.
home
Let's-
this playoffs.
They never lose at Quicken Loans.
Well, dare I say it? I mean,
one hell of
LeBron
a
has LeBron has been.
And on top of that, the Warriors beat the Cavs last year at Quicken Loans. They're not going to let them get 2 championships at home. Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So you're saying. So who you picking?
Well, my heart wants
No.
Cleveland to win.
Let's go with reality now. Let's. Do you
The
really pick
Warriors
the?
are going to win.
Okay. Warriors are going to win.
But in 7 games.
in 7 games, and you're saying Cleveland's going to win in
7 games.
In 7 games, I'm saying Warriors are going to win in 6 games. Yes.
Let's put
So we
some
have
money on
2
it.
for the Warriors, 1
So,
for the. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
I do have to say this. I hope that regardless whoever wins, this finals gets more interesting. It's been a blowout every single game, and as a fan of NBA, it is boring. It is so boring, and I don't want to watch it no more.
Well, I will say as a fan of the NBA and a fan of naps, I think it's fantastic because I got a great nap last night. Started watching the game, started getting bad, got a good nap in. By the time I was up from my nap, the game was still on. They had a good lead. I mean, it was great.
I honestly, the reason I don't have a lot of detail to say about it, I haven't seen any of the games. I've been traveling. Last night I was on red carpet. I didn't have a chance to see the game except like maybe the last little bit. Evidently they've been blowouts.
Yeah.
So not much fun.
It's not close.
But I think Golden State's up 2-1, and I really believe because you're saying Klay and Curry have not been themselves.
spooked.
But they're going to come back from that, though. I really believe they're going to come back from that because you can't. The way I saw them come back from 3-1 against Oklahoma City, Like, you cannot. How can you forget so quickly? You're like the children of Israel. You're forgetting that he brought you through the Red Sea. He gave you the quail in the desert.
Come on, get this word.
Come on, he provided your needs. He was right on time.
Yes.
And you're going to forget so quickly. He got water from the rock, for
Yes.
goodness sake.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Pastor. Here's my thing. They're spooked, they're shaken, and their confidence is just plummeting.
Who is spooked and shaken? Golden State, or are we talking about Klay Thompson and Steph Curry?
Steph and Clay.
Steph and Klay are shaken. But by who?
By the aggression of the Cleveland defense.
Okay. Let's say that's true. So you think that's going to carry on throughout the rest of the series?
I think they're going to have one game where they just light it up.
They're going to light it up,
But
for
I think
sure.
their
We're
bench
talking
is
about the
gonna
73-win Golden State Warriors who came back 3-1 against a great Oklahoma City team. They're going to light it up.
Well, let's just say it's about Oklahoma City. They're cursed, and they are mentally unstable. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I knew Oklahoma City wouldn't make it out of there.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, I knew.
You and I, when we were talking, we went to dinner, okay? And you and I were talking about the predictions, and you picked Oklahoma City, didn't you?
No, I said I wanted them to win.
Yeah, I did. I picked OKC. I thought they were going to take it. But, again, that proved me wrong. So
I said I wanted Oklahoma City to win because I wanted them to play Cleveland, and I wanted Cleveland to have an easier road.
Oh,
to get the championship. But I knew in my heart that, Oklahoma City was going to mess up. They always do.
Okay.
Plus, Oklahoma City will never win anything since they kidnapped the team from Seattle, and I hope they don't win another game.
Well, that sounds like a lot of the cities that we have in our next topic, McCall, since you're really cursing Oklahoma City. And
So wait, Warriors, Cleveland Warriors. That's just on record.
Yeah.
That's just on record. I just want to make sure we have that. Yes, speaking of curses, so my girl, Serena Williams, my spirit animal.
That's my girl, too.
Yeah, she's on the cover of Glamour magazine this month, and she had look at
she look good?
at her slang.
she look good.
That's my inspiration.
White is a good color.
As soon as I leave here, I'm going to the gym. So Serena had an opportunity to sit down with Glamour magazine, and they asked her about a lot of things, about turning 30, about being snatched, beaten, laid, about just being a boss.
Wait, what?
Let's just break this down, okay?
Snatched, beaten, late. That
This
sounds
cover-
like aggressive.
Yeah.
No, that's
Something. Did she get sexually assaulted?
no, it's not sexual assault. So, ladies and gentlemen, snatched, beat, and laid. This
Explain
cover
that to
is
us, because that
please
sounds
do.
like
no. This cover
something
is the
horrible.
perfect example of snatched, beat, and laid. Snatched, waist snatched in, nice and slender in the waist.
Okay.
Beat, face, makeup, very well done. A nice beat on the face. Hair is laid. They like to say laid for the gods. So the waist is looking great, the face is looking good, hair is on point. Snatched, beat, and laid.
They need to
Snatch,
use a
beat,
new
leg.
acronym for that.
Yeah, that sounds rather, sexually assault. That sounds like sexual assault language.
You guys must have gone to Stanford.
Well, I won't be in jail long, but that was bad. I'll be out in 3 months. I'll be gone till November.
Look, you'll be out by Christmas. So Serena had an opportunity to talk about Drake because her and Drake have this romance.
Maybe that's why I don't like Drake. That's the reason.
'Cause he stole your
We were
girl. I
talking
asked you.
We were talking. I'm gonna go on record saying that I'm not a huge Drake fan, and they were asking me why don't I like Drake. Not that it occurred to me now. That's the reason, because he stole my
Mr.
girl.
Steal your girl.
Technically,
stole my girl.
was she ever your girl though?
She has always been my girl.
Okay, that's fair. In your head, I get it.
Always been my girl.
I get it.
And he stole her.
So Serena
Drake.
goes on to say, you guys give Drake some love. They're not married. You still have a chance. So Serena goes on to say that, regarding Twitter blaming Drake about her U.S. Open loss, she goes, I don't think that was fair. I'm the one who's playing, who's making mistakes or making winners. I'm not going to blame anyone else for anything. And I don't think anyone else should either. I played a really good opponent that day, and I wasn't at my best. So, I just want to talk about this a little bit. Do you guys think that Drake has an effect on teams, and does he curse teams? Because I want to throw out some examples. Serena lost when he went there with his entourage. Kentucky has had a very successful run, and once Drake got really into that locker room, they started losing in the championships and whatnot. You're looking at Toronto. He's the ambassador for the Toronto Raptors. All these teams get really close, but they never win the whole thing once Drake gets involved. Do you believe that a person can curse a team like that? Because I have a theory about it.
Go ahead.
I really well. Look, when it comes to Serena, Drake, he has an effect on women. A lot of women love Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when it comes to him and creeping up on my girl Serena, he might have sung a little song in her ear before the match or whatever the night before,
Wouldn't
and
that be
kind of got her off her game. So yeah, I blame Drake for that, just like I blame him for taking my girl. But I think Drake has cursed Serena, and I think with that win she would have had the calendar slam, right? Is that the one?
She would have had the calendar slam.
So yeah, forget you, Drake. And also, but when it comes to people and for instance, he's always on the sideline for Toronto Raptors, but then again, Spike Lee's always on the sideline for the that isn't. Well, he cursed them too.
I was going to say
Knicks haven't won anything either. But wait, so I'll find one. Jack Nicholson, okay, on the sideline for the Lakers during their good years. So he didn't curse them. So so you can have celebrities always there. What am I trying to say? I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
You're trying to make a point. That
I'm trying to make a point. That's not even a point.
But this is what. Okay, go ahead. Because I have a theory.
I was gonna say I don't think that he's cursing anybody. I got your back, Drake. Don't worry. So with that, I mean, I feel like Serena, and I'm sorry, I feel like Serena is great and was great. She's getting a little bit older. And I feel like she is not winning because of that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, people are overpassing her. Now, as far as Toronto is concerned, I would say that he is causing a distraction for them. Not that they're cursed by any means, but if you see him on the sideline, he's chattering, he's talking, he's trying to distract players, and I feel like that's not healthy for a team that's trying to win championships.
Were you looking at my notes or something?
I agree.
That was my point.
I don't know why sometimes they allow these celebrities on the front row to get so close and interactive with the players.
He's like clapping at the players and the refs, like, go sit down, enjoy the game.
I'm not sure I agree with the NBA allowing that to happen because the players are they're trying to do a job, and a lot of times distracting other players. Now, you can make the argument that, it's an arena full of people. They're going to distract you during a free throw. People are going to shout at you. But when you're that close and doing, behaving in such a way that you're right there next to them, that is rather distracting. So I agree with you on that. And on Serena's point, your point about Serena, I think that she's getting older, but I kind of think that maybe she's losing. She's won so much. Maybe she's losing interest in tennis. I think she's been playing it so long. I think she's more interested in kind of life after tennis, all the fruits of her labor at this point.
To get married to Josh and have babies.
Exactly. So that could take your mind off of your game.
Well, I'm not going to go on to Serena because I think Serena's everything, and I don't think that she'll ever fall off of the top of the tennis world in my mind. But your point was my point. He's a distraction. He's an absolute distraction. The Lakers, Jack Nicholson, all that Showtime, they have tons of celebrities sitting on the sideline. So they don't get too jazzed off of that. But all these other teams and all these other sports entities, they're not used to celebrities being that close. It's a distraction. You have more people taking pictures of Drake than actually paying attention to the game. Yeah. That's a problem to me.
He's more famous than Toronto Raptors, so I see that point.
So you're saying that Drake is the Jessica Simpson of Tony Romo's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, boy, they had all the promise in the world, the Dallas Cowboys, and then Jessica Simpson's old stupid behind gets involved, and now they'll never...
They were cursed long before Jessica Simpson came along. They were cursed as soon as they got Tony Romo, to be honest with you.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
And I love the Dallas Cowboys. So let's talk about a quick rundown of the top 5 cursed sports cities according to the New York Times.
Okay,
let's talk about it. So number 1 is, and this is based off of seasons since their last championship. Mm-hmm. Okay, so number of seasons. Obviously, some of these cities have more teams, so technically they're more seasons and all that jazz. So Cleveland, number 1, 147 seasons since a championship. That's why I want Cleveland to win in my heart. It's been so long.
And that's among all their sports teams.
All their sports teams.
Okay.
Number 2, Atlanta. It's been 70 seasons since they've had a championship. Buffalo, 101 seasons since they've had a championship for any team. San Diego has never had a championship.
My poor Chargers.
Your Bolts are just, what the hell? And then D.C., 79 seasons since a championship. First of all, do you guys agree with this list?
Yeah.
Being the top 5 cursed sports, everyone can't win it. There are going to be teams in cities who don't win their sports championships. This whole sports curse thing, I think it's a bunch of baloney, to be honest with you.
I'm sad Seattle wasn't on this list at all. Out of the 12 cities they listed, Seattle wasn't on the list.
Now, who is that rapper that cursed OKC?
Oh,
God.
Little B.
Lil B. Yeah, so he was on ESPN. Did you guys see that?
No.
He was on ESPN and he cursed one of the Lakers too.
Who? Was
Who?
The guy that leaked the picture.
D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
it? Is that why he did that?
Yeah, he did like a curse, not cursed. You should watch it. It's funny.
Okay.
But I just think it's ridiculous. I don't think he's cursing anybody. I just think that he's a bad rapper. But
Well, if there's one curse I do believe in, it's the Madden curse. You know about the Madden curse?
Yeah.
Once
Oh,
you end
yeah.
up on the cover of Madden, you end up getting injured.
Yep.
Yeah, that curse kind of, you know.
Last night after the finals game 3, I decided to watch the Little B video about Kevin Durant.
God.
Kevin Durant said that this guy was the worst rapper on the planet. And after watching that video, I believe it. This guy is horrible. He's horrible. But the rap was really funny. So if you get a chance, you should listen to the whole
I have
FKD.
no idea who this guy is. But as far as this list goes, I mean, I don't really put anything to this whole.
So you guys don't believe in these curses. You guys don't care.
No,
No.
both.
So
Don't
the only
believe it, don't care.
curse that I believe in, and I guess it's because I'm a baseball fan, is the Cubs. And I feel like the Cubs are cursed. I hope that it's going to be broken this year, but I don't see it happening.
I think
So-
the Clippers are cursed too.
Yeah, the Clippers are cursed because they're Erica. So
exactly.
That joke went way over my head. What
no,
happened?
Erica.
Erica's a fan of the
She's a
Clippers.
huge fan of the Clippers.
Not sure
And we
why,
al-
but-
yeah, we always give her our time. So.
That's shade, you guys.
Yeah, we
That's
always shade.
Oh yeah, that's a ton of
That's
shit.
shade.
For sure.
Well, I hope that Drake doesn't show up for Game 7 of the NBA Finals because I would really like for LeBron to win. And I feel like Cleveland's got enough bad luck going on their side. So, Drake, stay away from Cleveland. Stay away from Golden State. Just let them play this one out. Stay at home. Watch it on TV,
And
please.
stay away from Serena.
Now, did you guys see? Justin Bieber was in for the games for Game 3 in Cleveland.
Okay.
And he got jumped. Did you guys see this? So you guys
Justin Bieber got jumped?
Yeah, Justin Bieber got jumped by some. Well, he started a fight, and then he lost the fight real bad. The guy was like 6 inches taller than him and like 150 pounds more than him. I just thought it was interesting.
Didn't hear about this.
I think this guy deserves some kind of award or
Yeah.
something. I mean, we should get him like some flowers or a coupon to Carl's Jr.
I think if Justin Bieber goes to your game, then you're cursed. But
Then you curse.
Well, I will pray for you and Serena.
Thank you.
yeah, I hope it happens.
Yeah.
Put it in
And,
the verse.
I'll be at the wedding.
do that. And I will pray. I was trying to make a segue into the end of the show, but I couldn't find one. But just pray. Just pray. That's our show.
Especially been watching the finals, you guys. That's just drained us.
Yeah, I was really drained, but thanks for watching. I'm Joshua Johnson. You can find me on social media at JJ the Talented, and yeah,
Hi, you guys. I'm Charlie L. Myers. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Hopefully, the NBA Finals get more interesting.
And I'm just done, okay? I'm done. Once again, it's been a pleasure joining you guys. It's McCall Hall. When sports and pop culture collide, you can find me on social media at McCall Hall.
and once again, make sure you follow the show, The Sports Weekly. I promise it's more fun. Follow us on Instagram at The Sports Weekly. Follow Black Hollywood Live at blackhollywoodlive.com, and on Twitter and Instagram at BHL Online. And make sure you guys tune in next Thursday night when we come back and bring you sports for that week. See ya.
Call me Drake.
Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.